Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES. Let's get to the news now, folks. Today we have some truly astonishing news coming out of the NFL, and more specifically, from the NFC East. It's a move that has sent shockwaves through the league, especially among Eagles fans who are eager to see how this will shake up the division race. You see, the Las Vegas Raiders, a team that's been trying to find its footing in recent seasons, just pulled off a blockbuster trade that could have ripple effects for years to come. And the target, Jakorian Bennett, one of the most promising young cornerbacks in the league, is now an Eagle. Yes, you heard that right. Philadelphia has added a dynamic playmaker to their secondary, and the timing couldn't be more interesting given the current landscape of the Eagles' defense. But let's back up a little and set the scene. The Raiders, known for their bold moves and sometimes unpredictable strategies, decided to trade Jakorian Bennett to the Eagles in exchange for defensive tackle Thomas Booker IV. Now, if you're a die-hard NFL fan, you'll know that this is not just a simple swap. It's a move loaded with implications, especially considering how Bennett has been viewed within the league. Despite some questions about his durability and size, standing at just 5'10" and weighing around 200 pounds, Bennett has shown flashes of brilliance. Last season, he was arguably the Raiders' best cornerback during the 10 games he played, which is no small feat considering the competition and the challenges he faced. His performances drew praise from NFL analysts, with many recognizing him as one of the underrated talents in the league. Even with limited appearances, Bennett ranked among the top cornerbacks with over 450 snaps, showcasing excellent coverage skills, playmaking ability, and a knack for making critical plays when it mattered most. It's clear that the Raiders saw his potential, and despite some doubts about his size and health, the coaching staff appreciated what he could bring to the table. But oddly enough, the new head coach of the Raiders, Pete Carroll, yes, the same guy who made Seattle's Legion of Boom famous, has a preference for taller corners, which might explain why Bennett was deemed expendable. It's a classic case of fit and scheme, and sometimes, even talented players get caught in the shuffle. Now, for Eagles fans, this is huge. Jakorian Bennett is seen around NFL circles as one of the more underrated up-and-coming cornerbacks in the league. His numbers from last season speak volumes. Even if he only played in 10 games, his coverage metrics and playmaking ability stood out. His ability to shut down receivers and make game-changing plays is exactly what the Eagles need in their secondary, especially as they look to solidify their defense for another Super Bowl push. And it's precisely this kind of talent that can elevate a team that's already strong, adding depth and versatility to the defensive backfield. But what about the other side of the trade? The Raiders, in exchange for Bennett, are getting Thomas Booker IV, a defensive tackle who has been quietly developing behind the scenes. Booker, a fifth-round pick, has shown flashes of potential but has yet to fully break out. Last season, he appeared in all 17 games for the Eagles, logging 18 tackles and a sack. While those aren't eye-popping numbers, what's interesting is his journey. He was waived by the Texans as a rookie, which is often a sign of a player needing development and patience. But the Eagles saw something in him, and he's gradually carved out a rotational role, showing that he can be a valuable piece on the defensive line. Now, with the Raiders bringing him in, they're hoping he can fill a bigger role, perhaps even help plug some of the gaps on their defensive front. And let's be honest, this trade isn't just about individual players. It's about team needs and strategic moves. The Raiders, right now, are in a bit of a tricky situation defensively. Their secondary has been decimated recently. Safety Lonnie Johnson Jr. suffered a broken fibula after colliding with Max Crosby during practice, which leaves them even thinner in the back end. The Raiders have been trying to experiment, moving safeties like Jeremy Chin into different roles to cover the gaps. But with Johnson out, their depth is severely tested. Now, losing Bennett, a promising young corner, just makes their situation even more precarious. Their cornerback room is practically a patchwork, with rookie Darien Porter, free agent signing Eric Stokes, Darnay Holmes, Sam Webb, and Jakorian Richardson as the main options. It's a far cry from the formidable defenses of the past, and it's clear that the Raiders are feeling the pressure. For the Eagles, this is a win, plain and simple. Adding Bennett to their secondary not only bolsters their depth, but also brings a player with high upside and a competitive edge. Philadelphia has been building a talented team, and while their offense often gets the spotlight, the defense has been quietly improving, especially in the secondary. With players like Darius Slay and James Bradbury providing veteran leadership, adding a young, aggressive corner like Bennett can take that unit to the next level. Plus, considering how well he played last season despite limited opportunities, it's easy to see why the Eagles were eager to bring him into the fold. Now, let's talk about what this means for the upcoming season. The NFC East is arguably the most competitive division in the NFL right now, with teams like the Cowboys, Giants, and Washington all vying for supremacy. The Eagles, fresh off a Super Bowl appearance, are looking to defend their title and continue their dominance. The addition of Bennett gives them a weapon that can be used in multiple packages, especially in passing situations. His ability to match up against top receivers and make plays on the ball is exactly what the Eagles need to stay ahead of their rivals. And speaking of rivals, the NFC East has always been known for its fierce battles and intense rivalries. With this move, the Eagles are sending a message. They're not just content with being contenders, they want to dominate the division. Bennett's speed, agility, and coverage skills can help neutralize some of the best receivers in the league, which is crucial when facing teams like Dallas or the Giants, who have invested heavily in their passing games. Plus, having a young player with his upside means the Eagles are investing in the future, building a secondary that can remain formidable for years to come. Now, of course, there are some questions. Can Bennett adapt quickly to Philadelphia's scheme? Will he stay healthy and perform at the level he showed last season? These are the uncertainties that every team faces when making a trade, but given his track record and the Eagles' defensive coaching staff, there's a lot of reason for optimism. The Eagles' coaching staff has a reputation for developing talent and maximizing players' potential, and Bennett's skill set fits perfectly into their defensive plans. Meanwhile, the Raiders are left to deal with the fallout of this trade. They're now looking at a secondary that's quite inexperienced and thin on proven commodities. The loss of Bennett could hurt their pass defense, especially if their other young cornerbacks don't step up. Their front office will be under pressure to find additional help in the coming weeks, whether through the draft or free agency. It's a gamble, no doubt, but that's NFL life. Sometimes you have to make bold moves to try and turn things around. In the bigger picture, this trade highlights how dynamic and unpredictable the NFL offseason really is. Teams are constantly reshaping their rosters, trying to find that perfect mix of youth, experience, and scheme fit. The Eagles clearly see Bennett as a piece that can help them push even further in 2025, while the Raiders are betting on Booker to develop into a consistent contributor on their defensive line. Only time will tell who benefits more from this swap, but one thing's certain. Philadelphia has made a statement, and the NFC East just got a little more interesting. As we look ahead to the season, it's exciting to think about how Bennett's addition could influence the Eagles' defensive performance. His speed and coverage ability could be a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, especially in critical moments. And with the Eagles' coaching staff known for their innovative schemes, Bennett's talents could be maximized to create turnovers, disrupt passing lanes, and ultimately help the team chase another Super Bowl title. The NFC East is wide open, and every move counts. Philadelphia is clearly not resting on its laurels. They're adding weapons and sharpening their defenses to stay ahead of the pack. This move might just be the catalyst that pushes them closer to their goal. So, Eagles fans, what do you think? Are you excited about Bennett's arrival? Do you believe he can be a difference maker for this team? Or are you worried about the loss of a promising young player like him in Las Vegas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear your take. And remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and analysis on the Philadelphia Eagles and everything NFL. Stay tuned and keep that passion alive because the NFL season is just around the corner, and the Eagles are gearing up for what could be another historic run. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this trade? Do you think Bennett is going to be a game changer, or do you see some flaws that could hold him back? Drop your opinions below. Your voice matters to us and to the Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with even more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. Thanks for riding along today, and as always, fly, Eagles, fly.